First thing I want to do is there any church folks in here? Okay. I'm in good company. My name is Leon Winn, what's left of me. I'm a black, blood-bought, born-again Baptist preacher. I get excited as Baptist preachers generally get excited. I'm from, actually, this might not set good with you, I'm actually from southeast Georgia, a small town called Midway / Briar Bay, where alligators, mosquitoes, and rattlesnake grow. I'm from the swamp. I've been in South Carolina 46 years, so all of my adult life is in South Carolina. I left straight out of high school, went into the Air Force. This is my lovely wife, Christine. We have been married 25 years, so give me a round of applause for putting up with her that long. Most of you men know what I'm talking about. Y'all don't say nothing because y'all got to go home. I got to ride before I get home, so I'll stop. Let me ask you this. Church folks, anybody here want to know how this black man, and I think y'all notice I'm black, became a Republican? Yeah. Now y'all just some nosy church folks. Church folks need to know stuff. Let me tell you what happened, and we're going to get on into, because I'm not speaking to you on behalf of my campaign, because none of you can vote for me. You can contribute it. How I became a Republican. I did not ever consider in my life being a Republican. I never thought about it. I had no idea of it. I just didn't like them Republicans because I heard so many bad things about Republicans, like so many black folks here about Republicans. It was the Bass Festival in Clarendon County, big event, yearly event. My youngest daughter, Madison, wanted to drive the golf cart in the Bass Festival. I had no intentions of going to the Bass Festival. I had no desire going to the Bass Festival, but she wanted to drive it, and she was about 4, maybe 5 years old, and I went to the Bass Festival, checked to see how to get in, and they told me because I was a pastor in the church, I didn't need nothing. So I got there that early that morning, saw some black guys putting some things together and getting their cars off the trailers, off the cars and stuff off the trail. I got my golf cart off the trail, and Madison was driving, and I said, where do you go line up? And the guy said, you got to have a number. A number? I didn't have a number. So I did what black folks do. Do y'all want to know our secret? I told y'all know. I went to try to get some information. So I went and I saw some white folks over there, some white ladies doing some stuff. And, you know, white folks supposed to know what they're doing. So, and they looked like they knew what they were doing. So I went over there to the white people, and I said, white folks know what they were doing. So I went over there, and I said, ma'am, I said, what do I do to get a number? She said, I don't know. And I'm saying, you white. You supposed to know. So she said, what are you trying to do? And I said, well, my daughter wanted to drive in the Bass Festival, and her name was Colleen Payne. She was running against Jim Clyburn for the 6th district at the time. So she said to me, she said, if you pass out flags for me, I'll let you get in with my group. I said, white woman, I'm not passing no flags out for you against Jim Clyburn. I'm not going to do that. This is no exaggeration. This is God heaven truth. If God took me away from this moment, I'm telling y'all nothing but the truth. She put her hand on my chest and she said, why are you a Democrat? For the first time in my life, I was challenged about why I was a Democrat. I've told my children over the years, don't follow the crowd. I've told my children, you need to stand on your own 2 feet. Use your mind, make your own decision. And here I am, their father, doing not doing what I've taught them to do. I didn't know why I was a Democrat because I was indoctrinated to be a Democrat. I'm black. Black folks are supposed to be Democrat. That's the biggest lie that's ever been told to the black community. But I was a Democrat. Lo and behold, I was passing out flags and became her campaign representative throughout that whole ordeal. Hence, that's how I became a Republican. Now, being a Republican, I want y'all to understand this, in an area, I'm in the 36th district, which is dominated by Democrats. I am the only known Republican in an area where there's nothing but Democrats. And y'all ought to realize what I go through each and every day. So many people hate Donald Trump. And I went to an NAACP meeting that I was invited to get beat up. I was invited there to get beat up. But that's not the easiest thing you will ever try to do. They called me up. It was my time. It was just like this. You're sitting there, and those of you that speak in public, you're sitting there, and it seemed like there's so many people ahead of you, and the next thing you're the next person getting up. So it was my time to get up, and they were sitting there, and the ladies and the people were folding their hand. And I don't know if y'all ever been to a NAACP meeting, but all the people are black. In case y'all didn't know that. I'm here to educate you now. All the folks are black. So I stood up and I said, how many of y'all don't like Republicans? They raised their hand. And I said, y'all are Christian people, y'all don't like me. And this pastor, well, we like you, but we don't like them Republicans. And I said to them with zeal and enthusiasm and with a mind of sincerity, I said, before I leave here tonight, every one of y'all going to be Republicans. And they looked at me with eyes of content. And they folded their arms and they said, bring it on, brother. And I said to them, I'm going to ask you three questions only. And I want a yes or no out of you. This is not a question. This is going to be the statement. I said, I know all of y'all are Christians. I know all of you believe in God. I'm not worried about that because you came up under that. And they said, yes. Here's my question. Which one of you believe in same-sex marriage? Raise your hand. Not a soul raised their hand. Question number 2, my brothers and sisters. Which one of you believe in abortion? Nobody raised their hand. Question number 3. Which one of you think the government ought to control your life and everything you do? Nobody raised their hand. I said, welcome to the Republican Party. I was at church, and this is when I was getting ready to run for the Senate, and this is one that I would be remiss if I didn't share it with you. I preached that Sunday, as I generally do. And I said that Sunday after everything was over. I didn't want to say this before I preached because it would have distorted the people's mind. They would have gotten their mind off Jesus and what I was doing. Everything always got to be about Jesus. And I said, I need everybody to stay here. Church was full of people. And I said, I need to tell you all something. I said, I'm going to run for public office. The whole congregation applauded their pastor. I felt like somebody. They applauded. Margie Spann, one of my members, said, Pastor Winn, you can do anything you put your mind to. I thank God for that. And I said, but there's another part to that. They did what church folks do, and they got quiet just like you are right now. And I said, I'm Republican. They said, oh, no. 98% of those folks supports me now. 98% of my congregation support me. Not only that, every meeting, everything that I do, I have total support. One of the things that we advocate to do is to give people values, Christian values. If you talk to black folks about Christian values, you will get them to understand you're more a Republican than you're a Democrat. And one of the things that you be careful about saying now, because when you're black like me, you can get away with some things with black folks. I get away with things y'all can't get away with. Is that true enough? Y'all, no, none of y'all know me, but I don't sugarcoat nothing. I tell it just the way it is for my southern dialect, just the way it is. I tell you, I can get away with things, and I can get away with something that said, you cannot be a Christian and be a Democrat. It's spiritually, theoretically, humanistically impossible. You cannot be a Christian and believe in values that will kill unborn children. You just cannot believe it. You cannot be a Christian and believe in two men being married. You cannot believe that being a Christian and a child of God. They cannot argue those points. Here's where we are now. And something, I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear. We are in a great civil unrest. Black folks, white folks, crime and violence, riots, police killing black people. And y'all doing what Christian white folks do, you got real quiet. It's happening. And you're figuring out what this black man about to say. Well, everything I'm going to say is going to be the truth. Crime is happening. There is racial discourse in America. But in the Christian godly community, every Christian believes in Christ, love, and doing what's right. In this arena, you have a group of people called the Antifas. And I think I pronounced it right. Antifas, forgive me, Antifas. These people are causing more chaos in the black community than people want to admit. Some of the crimes that they're doing, black folks are not doing it. It's those Natifas. I don't even try to pronounce it right. Whatever they are. They're causing all the crime and violence, and black folks are getting accused of it. One of the things that I want y'all to do, and I want you to believe in, that there's only one difference in you and I, and that is in the pigmentation of our skin, the texture of our hair. We are all God's children. There's no separation in us, but ideologies, concept, and what we believe. And I believe that the Republican Party is the party that support humanity, not because you're black, not because you're white, because it is the right thing to do. We need to unite together as Republicans, get the black community to understand we are not fighting you, we're embracing all people, because everybody ought to believe in one thing, and that's the true and living God, and what is right for everybody. And when we do that, we will bring a change. Let me share this with you. I do not, when I'm talking to black folks, I do not try to get them to be a Republican. Well, when I'm the second vice chair of South Carolina State Republican, that's my job, to get them to change the party. If I can get you to change your ideology, you will come around and vote the way of the party. If I can get you to understand that what the Democrats are doing with entitlement is hurting the black community more than it's helping it, it will bring a change in your life. If I can get you to understand that hard work pays off, education pays off, pulling yourself up from out of despair pays off, you will be a part of the Republican Party. Republican Party is a party of liberation. Republican party of unity. And I'm not saying that to make y'all feel good. I'm saying that because I believe in it. Y'all look at me. I honestly believe in it. Allow me to reiterate. I honestly believe in it. I have people that said to me, Winn, oh, I forgot to tell you, I'm running for the 36th seat. I'm running for a Senate seat in South Carolina. And here's what I'm running against. I'm running against a group that has been in that seat since God said, let there be light. And he cut the switch, and here come them Democrats walking with them absentee ballots going to the poll. And here's what we're dealing with. They say to me, because what's going on, when I will vote for you, because the general like, when I will vote for you, as long as you don't vote for Trump. Y'all listen to me. You will be shocked on how much I get that. If you vote for Trump, then we're not going to support you. If you vote for Trump, we're not going to support you. Now, I said found out y'all were church folks, right? Right? So y'all want to know what I tell them, right? Because you're church folks, and church folks are nosy. First thing I share with people, and what will help you, is being blatantly honest. You will not know who I vote for anyhow. You won't. Am I making this up? You will not. When I go in that booth, my wife is not with me. I've had my children there, but you will not be in that booth. It will just be me. Vote for your principles. Vote for what is right. Vote for America. Vote for a better country. And you will vote Republican. Because that's what I believe in. My family called me one time when I was running, and they said, Leon, we're going to denounce you out of the family. You can't come to the family reunion no more because you joined the Republican Party. I go to a family reunion, and I done converted some of them. I'm infectious. I'm like that, like that germ you can't get rid of. Like, come to me, I'll get you hooked. Because the truth, Scripture says the truth shall set you free. Ladies and gentlemen, in this world, we have to look at the facts. They're going to be riding tonight in, where is it at? Louisville. Chris, my wife's name is Christine, and I had this conversation this morning about the law enforcement. Don't let me forget to talk about defunding the police. I was talking to Chris this morning about this situation, and no one was charged for the shooting. But people, y'all don't notice, I used to be a police officer, and I used to be a deputy sheriff. I graduated South Carolina criminal justice in 1975. I was a Columbia police officer. First and foremost, I'm not making light of what transpired. It was a horrible situation. And if you really look at it, everybody messed up. The police messed up. The people in the house messed up. And this is the results of everybody messing up. Now say to me, Winn, what are you talking about? Well, thank you for asking. They had a warrant to search the house for drugs. They were illegal. They had a law that should not have been. No knock. Y'all, I don't care if you black or white. Nobody ought to knock your door down and come into your house and you don't know what's going on. Y'all got to agree with that. All right. No knock warrant. Let's not debate it just yet. No knock warrant. They went in the house. Then the guy started shooting. Now you got a mess. The young lady got killed. Now you got a mess. When you get to the facts, I was not there, and neither were none of you. The facts give you the truth. And let me tell you about truth. Sometimes truth is ugly. In Clarendon County, we had a situation where a young white boy burnt the young black boy, I think he was 7, on the back with lighter fluid. Put it on him, and he got burned, third-degree burns on his back. It was about to explode. The sheriff of Clarendon County called me and asked me to get involved with the mother in the whole situation. Went and talked with the mother, looked her in the eyes, and I know this being live screen, so everything I'm telling you is nothing but the truth. This actually happened. Looked at the mother and said, I need you to do one thing for me. I need nothing but the truth. Nothing but the truth. Fast forward at that first setting, the first meeting, it was nothing but black folks there, the sheriff there, some deputies, and the black leaders in the community. And I was saying to them in the meeting, I said, we're going to get the facts. As God is my witness and my protector and my provider. I said, we're going to get to the facts. Let me know when my time runs out. We're going to get to the facts. Facts going to give you the truth. You may not like it, but the facts going to give you the truth. When we first met the first night, all of the black men that were in there, and I knew these guys, I knew these men, I knew them personally. Not one of them spoke to me outside because I said, we're going to get to the facts. They had already congealed in their mind that it was all race. Everything that happened ain't race. Some things just happened because it happened. The fast forward the story, we had another meeting. The solicitor was there. The sheriff was there. The mothers were there. The mother was there. Black leaders in the community was there. Come to find out in its conclusion, it was just an accident. The boys were playing, squirting water. The young white boy picked up a lighter fluid. The color wasn't off. The printing was off. It was just, he squirted. The grandfather was doing some welding. It sparked. He got caught on it. It burnt them. It was an accident. When they found out it was an accident, the same black men never came to Leon Winn and said, Winn, you were right and we were wrong. I don't need that. But at one setting, they came and talked to me for about an hour and a half. That was them saying, you were right. I don't always have to be right. But if you get the facts, you're going to always get the truth. Truth is not always pretty. It's not. If you ever been in anything, when you get to the truth, that's going to get to the facts, you get the truth. And it is ugly. But you got to have the truth. Once you face the truth, you can deal with it. And we go on and try not to make that mistake again. When we are dealing with all of the civil unrest, we have to do what we've been taught to do for years. And those of you that go to church, the Bible teaches the prayers of the righteous avail it much. This is a time that the nation ought to be praying. This is a time that the nation ought to come together. This is a time that we need to put color aside and put God first. If we learn to put God first, we won't have the problem that we have in this world. If we learn to put God first, people will not be fighting the way they are fighting on these streets. If we learn to put God first. I saw a sign on Facebook just the other day. Young lady had it. We don't need God in California. You better try to get God because that state is burning up. We need God everywhere. So, ladies and gentlemen, young and old as me, the Republican Party has a task. They're going to try to steal this election. Forgive me for not saying I was in Lexington County. In Clarendon County, we got something going on with the deputy director of the Clarendon County Voters Registration Office have filed charges against the director for illegal practices in the office. We're going through that right now. We have to come together as a people, black and white. White folks, y'all got a responsibility. You got one. Your responsibility is show people love. Black folks got a responsibility. Show people love. And here's what Gardner C. Taylor said back in 1985 at the State Black Baptist Convention. I was there. Y'all ready for it? Say I'm ready. Gardner C. Taylor said it in this way. He said, black folks are watching white folks. White folks are watching black folks while other folks are taking over the country. Other folks is taking over our country, and we are fighting each other. We got to stop the fighting and come together. I do not call myself an African American. I call myself, if you want to identify my color, black American. We need to just be called Americans. All of us need to be just called Americans. If you're born in this country, you are an American. Let me share this with you. How many of y'all go to Bible study? I got a biblical question for you. Y'all ready for it? It's tough now. How many times the word slaves is in the King James version of the Bible? Don't y'all go look on your phone. Don't y'all sneak and cheat now. How many times y'all think the word slaves is in the King James version of the Bible? Say it again. 31. Anybody? He said like 300. And I want y'all to call me. I'll give you a card to prove that I'm wrong. One time. The word slaves, plural, twice. They didn't have slaves in the Bible. I got y'all. Man, what you talking about? Man, I got you at the edge of the seat. Now, I had you a little bored for a second, but now I got you at the edge of the seat. Let me tell you the story of it. Let's go back to a guy by the name of Joseph. Joseph went from being in the pit to second to Pharaoh. Am I correct? He went through ordeal. Joseph went through some things. He was lied on. He was mistreated. He was forgotten. And his brothers, those came, and he could have done some things to them, but Joseph embraced his brother and his family. We know the whole story. And here the conclusion of the story. And the Bible says, there arose a Pharaoh that knew not Joseph and put the people in bondage. The word actually is bondage. The Democratic Party is trying to put us back in bondage. In the way, in the ideology, in the way they think, want to put us in bondage. They have almost got the black community in bondage with entitlement. Entitlement is crippling the black community. And I'm bold in saying that. In bondage. But before, I'm going to cut off right now because y'all look like you're getting sleepy. Just like you do in church. That's why I want to know you church folks. I want to go back to you with this. And get you to hormone in all that's going into the world. It's up to everybody to make a difference. You can make a difference. I can make a difference. Everybody can make a difference if you want to. I'm going to tell you, I'll do something that I guarantee you nobody in this place does, and I do it religiously. I do it unquestionably. I do it and not even realizing I'm doing it. I just do it naturally. I speak to everybody. Everybody. I walk in the bank, and you know how when you walk in the bank, this look like this used to be a bank. I say, I know what a bank look like. I kind of size it up a couple of times. I walk in the bank, and got a big vault there. Thank you, sir. I walk in the bank, and you know how it's on the first or the third, and all them people in there? Then you know that one lady, Miss Susan, get up, the little old lady, get up there and put a cane there, and she just talk and talk and talk. And you got to go to work. You're there 30 minutes. Like, good Lord, Miss Susan, will you just shut up and get on out of here? I got to go. And you don't want to leave, and 5 individuals come in behind you, and they're frustrated. You frustrated. Leon Winn, dramatized, will walk in that bank. Just walk in and say to everybody, how's everybody doing? Loud and boldly. Somebody will be kind enough, how are you doing? And I always say, old country boy trying to make it. And it sparks a conversation. And now we're laughing and talking. And before you know it, you done went. Miss Susan's gone. She done gone about her business. And here I am at the thing. And everybody's pleasant because one person spoke. Just one person. It only takes one person to speak. I speak to everybody. Even when they don't speak back. I'll speak. How are you doing? I'm not doing so good. And I'll go on about my business because I don't want that argument. Like, sometimes you need to, anybody can play, I don't know how to play poker, but I think there's a terminology. You need to know how to hold them and know how to fold them. I know how to fold, I don't want to hear all that now. But ladies and gentlemen, as a black man in South Carolina and a black man in a harsh Democrat area, it's tough. I'm not going to tell you it's not. But what in life that's worth it has not been? What in life that's worth it you didn't have to fight for? What in life that is worth it you didn't make sacrifice for? What in life that is worth it that you just had to stand for? I stand on my belief, and I stand on the God that I preach and teach about. It is tough, but we're going to accomplish it. Imagine taking a completely blue area and turning it red. First time in 50 some odd years. How great God is. He can make it happen. And I trust him. And I'll leave y'all with this. Senator, I'm probably the only man you would meet that's running for a particular political office that's going to tell you, I got all the money I need. Y'all give me a hand. I got all the money I need, but it's in your pocket. And when you get it out, I'd have all the money I need. God bless you. I hope I didn't bore you. I hope I said something that was meaningful. I hope I said something that would stir your mental psyche to get more aggressive in speaking and talking to the black community. Black folks are no different than you. White folks. Oh, defunding, thank you. Defunding police. I'll take about 3 minutes to do that. It is preposterous. It is ludicrous. It cannot happen. The people saying that know it, it cannot happen. You cannot do it. You would have total chaos worse than what it is now. They'll talk about defunding the peace, when somebody beating them half to death, who they calling? The police. People talk about stuff because it's not that it sounds good, but it causes a certain movement. And let me share this with y'all. Hate is a commodity. Hate pays. Al Sharpton make sure people say that, see this, I don't like it. I don't. If I was in a group of black people, I would say the same thing. Because all you do is breathe hate and separation. And your breathing hate and separation get you funded. So it's all about money. I saw a clip where you getting on a private jet and you helping poor people, black people. Hate separate, but hate become a commodity. People pay for hate. You pledge, you send donation. They're paying millions of dollars for every person that committed a crime in Florida to vote. Set up a situation where people can get better jobs, educate them, so they can pay their own fines. Entitlement. Defunding the police, it's insane. And I'm an advocate for police officers. Are there some bad police officers? Yes, they are. But when they come out, deal with it. Oh, I'm also in South Carolina State Human Affairs Commission, and I brought that up in a commission, in a meeting, to get the commission, along with SLED, to work together, sanctioned by the governor, that when there's a police shooting, black on, white on black police shooting, that Human Affairs get involved. When Human Affairs get involved, because it's actually human affairs, the Human Affairs Committee go to the family with the investigation and take nothing but facts and the truth and say, Mrs. Winn, this is what your husband did. He did this, which prompted that action. Now, these are the facts. Here's the video. Here are the facts. Before the public know anything, go to the family and say, this is what happened. Now, what do you think ought to happen? Before the public say anything, what do you think? Was he wrong? Was he wrong? If he's wrong, he's wrong. I know it's your husband, but he is wrong. He is at fault for what has happened. Amen. God bless you. Heaven smile upon you. I got a 3-hour drive to go back, but I'm going to wait around a little bit. Thank you, sir.